Dear students, welcome to School of Finance and Commerce, Galgotias University. Today I will going to discuss the first topic of Unit 3, that is geological disasters. So let us start now. These are the prerequisites of this lecture. To understand this lecture in a better way, you should have the basic knowledge of living and non-living components. You should also have a basic understanding of the natural disasters. Now, the objectives of this lecture, there are two objectives of this lecture. This lecture will explain the meaning and concept of geological disasters. With the help of this lecture, the students will also get to know about the various geological disasters such as avalanches, landslides, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions and floods. Now the contents of this lecture which we would be moving upon. So initially we will discuss with the avalanches, then we will discuss about landslides, and then we will move on to the earthquakes, then we will discuss volcanic eruptions, and finally we will discuss the floods. So let us start with what is disaster. Disaster is any sudden accident or a natural catastrophe that cause great damage or loss of life. So disaster is, as we all know, is not a good thing. Now what are geological disasters? So a natural disaster due to geological disturbances often caused by the shifts in tectonic plates and the seismic activity. For example, earthquakes, landslides, volcanic eruptions, avalanches, these all are considered as geological disasters. Now let us start with the very first disaster, that is avalanche. What is avalanche? When a large mass of rock debris or snow that moves rapidly down a mountain slope, sweeping and grinding everything whatever comes in its way, is known as avalanche. Now how they are created? So an avalanche begins when a mass of material overcomes frictional resistance of the sloping surface, often after its foundation is loosened by spring rains or is rapidly melted by warm and dry wind. So the vibrations caused by loud noises such as artillery, thunder or blasting can create an avalanche. So the loud noises, they are also responsible for avalanches. Avalanches usually occur in the month of February, March and January. They can also occur in April when everything thaws. So these are the months that they can occur during January to April. Now we will discuss the damages due to those avalanches. So avalanches don't do a lot of damage to the cities or to the towns because they are up in the high mountains. But anything up there, better watch out. So we should be careful, though these avalanches, they are not actually of that much danger, but then also we should take proper care. Avalanches bury mountainside homes and destroys the forests. They also take down the radio towers and lodges that are in its path. So everything, whatever comes in the path of that avalanche takes all of them down. Avalanches also take away people's life, especially skiers who are taking a trip down the mountain. So those skiers who are there at the time of that avalanche can take even their lives. Now let us discuss the second geological disaster, that is landslide. So we will discuss what is landslide. So a landslide is a catastrophic event where a block of earthen mass it slides downhill. It caused significant loss of life and billions of dollars are spent on this each year. Then how landslides can be predicted? The prediction of landslides. Although a basic understanding of the landslides is available, system that predict the occurrence of a landslide is actually did not exist. Why is it so? The lack of field measurements over large temporal and spatial scales is the reason that we don't have the uh, prediction system, the proper prediction system of landslides. Now, how they occur, landslides? So, there could be natural causes of landslides as well as the human causes of landslides. If we discuss about the natural causes of landslides, then they are earthquakes and heavy rainfall. And if we talk about the human or man-made causes of landslides, then they are clear cutting of trees and plants and mining. Now next, the third disaster is earthquake. So let us discuss what is earthquake. As we all know, an earthquake is the result of a sudden release of energy in the earth's crust that creates seismic waves. The seismic activity of an area refers to the frequency, type, and size of earthquakes experienced over a period of time. Now the causes of earthquakes. So there could be several causes of earthquake. Let us discuss those causes one by one. So the primary cause of an earthquake is faults on the crust of the earth. A fault is a break or fracture between two blocks of rocks in response to stress. This movement may occur rapidly in the form of an earthquake or may occur slowly also in the form of creep. Now several earth scientists they use the angle of the fault with respect to the surface and the direction of slip along the fault to classify those faults. Now the prediction of earthquake. So how earthquakes can be predicted? There is unusual behavior of animals and the water level in wells also increases and it also behave unusually. Then large scale of fluctuation of oil flow from oil wells would be there. Then foreshocks or minor shocks before any major earthquake could also be seen, that there are some small shocks or some minor shocks before any major earthquake. Then temperature also changes before any major earthquake. Then uplifting of earth surface, sometimes the surface of the earth got uplifted. Then change in seismic wave velocity. So the velocity of seismic wave it also changes. So these all are the predictions. On the basis of these all we can predict that there are the chances of earthquake. Now next is volcanic eruption. So a volcano, as we all know, is a rupture on the crust of a planetary mass object such as Earth that allows hot lava or volcanic ash and gases to escape from a magma chamber below the surface. So the huge amount of hot gases and hot lava, it comes out from the earth's crust. Then causes of that eruption. Why that hot lava or hot magma it is coming out of the earth's crust? So as rock inside the earth it melts, its mass remains the same while its volume increases. So when the volume increases continuously, it produces a melt that is less dense than the surrounding rock. So that melt is not that much dense as the surrounding rocks. So this lighter magma then rises towards the surface of the earth by virtue of its buoyancy. So it started rising because it is light in weight as compared to those nearby surrounding rocks. So if the density of the magma between the zone of its generation and the surface is less than that of the surrounding and overlying rocks, the magma reaches the surface and it ultimately erupts out. It comes out of the surface of the earth. So this is the cause of eruption, how that lava, hot lava or hot gases, the magma of all these comes out of the surface of the earth. Then floods. So floods are natural phenomena as we all know, and floods are water related disaster, the disaster which is related to the water. Then the impact of floods. Due to floods, there is a huge loss of humans. Then huge loss of property is there. Then it affects the major roads. It also disrupts the air services, train services and bus services. It also spreads the waterborne communicable diseases. All those diseases which are waterborne, there is a high risk of all those diseases in the floody areas. Then communication breakdown is there due to too much of water flowing, so that water takes away all those communication channels, all those communication poles and towers. Then electricity supply cut off, electricity is also being cut off. So no supply of electricity is possible in the floody areas. Then economic and social disruption is there. So economically it is very bad because it causes huge losses to the economy, and socially also it is bad. Social disruption is there in case of floods. Then ultimately these floods they cause the water pollution and air pollution, and they increases the level of these both pollutions. So these all are the references from which the material has been taken to prepare this lecture. Thank you so much for patience listening. Now if anything is not clear to any one of you, or you want to seek more clarification, more discussion on any of the topic, then please feel free to contact me at any point of time. Thank you once again.